Welcome back, everyone, to NSP. Great to have you guys here. We don't got any crazy news on the agenda. Trey, great to have you. We are never late, always on time. But we will go through a couple headliners, big news out there. I know both of you guys, as Spurs fans, today was a very sad day. As Popovich did retire from the NBA, or didn't retire, but stepped down as the head coach and is now El Jefe, as he calls himself. Love the shirt, love the reveal. And he is now the president of basketball operations or something like that. So very happy for him. Love to hear from you guys what Popovich has meant to you guys over the years. AJ, you're muted.
Pop. I mean, what can I say? He's an icon. For as long as I've been watching basketball, it's been Pop. You know, growing up as a daddy's boy, whatever you want to call it, I knew the name Pop at a very young age. And what he did for the Spurs, what he did for the city of San Antonio, what he's built, I mean, it's recognizable anywhere you go, right? We can set politics aside. We can set him as a person aside. What he did, not only for the city of San Antonio, but for the game of basketball, is just amazing. And he should be recognized for years and generations to come. So happy for Pop. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, Popovich started coaching when I was just born, basically. So he was I believe our GM before he was the coach, and he didn't like what was happening with the coaching and stepped in. He's been coaching for, as long as I can remember, just like AJ said, basically since we were born. But yeah, I'm super happy to see Tim Duncan and Ginobili by his side. He's like the father figures to those guys since they came from other areas, came over here to small San Antonio back when it was just developing a little bit more. And now he's built a franchise that everybody in America knows, even if they don't watch the NBA. So super thankful for Pop. But I'm glad to see him doing a little bit better. As a medical background, I can see what is affecting him. And it makes me sad because I see it all the time in the hospital. And it's just sad to see one of my childhood heroes kind of like that. But nobody's safe from a stroke. And I hope he gets better. And I know that Tim Duncan and Manu are going to be by his side throughout the entire thing. So
you're muted.
Trust me, you don't want to hear what I'm saying for this next comment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Gabe says we're always on time. Love it, Gabe. AJ, how you feeling? All right. Gabriel says, miss you guys. Hey, we missed you, Gabriel. Trey doesn't. G in the chat. Yo, good to see you, man. Caleb Williams to the moon this year. We'll see as we rank him as we are doing the quarterback rankings today. And I don't know about this one, Gabriel saying Caleb Williams is a female. I have not seen any evidence of this. Very, very confusing your statement there. But before we go into these QB rankings, which I cannot wait for, I got one more piece of news for you guys. All right. We did post a TikTok/YouTube short, so go check it out if you haven't. But Aaron Rodgers has made news headlines again. I don't know if you guys saw this. I just saw it just before we went live. There is a rumor potentially Aaron Rodgers is now married, as he had a ring on his ring finger on the correct hand. So that he was seen at the Derby Day, a Kentucky Derby. So he's potentially married. What do you guys think?
I heard a rumor that she studied at the University of Hogwarts because she is obviously a witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just want to put that out there. Congratulations to her. I heard she finished top in her class.
Jeez. I don't know, man. It's a little skeptical. He might be married to the ocean or a tree at this point in time. So
Interesting.
could just be blowing smoke.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Tom G says, coming from the feminine miss you guys commenter. Ooh, all right. It's getting a lot of these chat rooms. But let's go ahead and jump in to the actual QB tier list. We're going to be going from, I think it was about 45 different quarterbacks. If you don't see the quarterback you want to see ranked, we apologize, but this is just a random tier maker we found. But we are going to be ranking 45 quarterbacks to our best judgment together and majority rules out of the three of us. But big question, guys, before we get into this, are we going to grade for what we think they're going to do this upcoming year or what they did last year? Let's determine that before we get started.
Probably this upcoming year, right? Like, what's the ceiling?
They're going to do.
Yeah, because we have rookies in here.
All right, just want to make sure before we get started. So first off, the guy just talked about Mr. Rogers. Where do you think he's landing at this point of his career? Obviously, Hall of Famer. Where is he landing right now?
Last chance, you baby.
Yep.
I think that's pretty solid, as there's not a lot of teams that are currently looking at Aaron Rodgers other than the Steelers, maybe Vikings. So I will agree here. Last chance. We'll see where we put up in the last chance. But this is, I believe, Aiden O'Connell. Is that correct, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is Aiden O'Connell.
All right, so where do we put Aiden O'Connell? I think backup, maybe less chance at most. What do we think?
Yeah, he's going to be in a backup. We saw spurts from him, exciting spurts, but now that they have Geno Smith out there in Las Vegas, I mean, this guy has no chance. At best, he's a backup.
Yeah, he has to be backup. I don't really think he's going to ever get a starting job again since he's kind of been replaced. Might be just a move around type of guy for the rest of his career.
All right. Gabriel says not wrong. Aaron overrated Rodgers, not overrated. One of the greatest to ever do it. For me, I kind of want to do this for Anthony Richardson. I got to be honest. I don't think he's a leader. I don't think he is a good quarterback. A tremendous athlete, which makes me want to put him in backup. But honestly, I've seen nothing from him that makes me think he can be a starter in this league.
I mean, no one has. I mean, he's thrown, 9 passes in one game. This is his absolute last chance. I mean, this is the third year inside the league. If it doesn't pan out, they already have a backup situation for that team. Last chance, you.
Yeah, I think I'll have to go last chance you. I don't think he's in front of Rodgers, though. I think if Rodgers goes to the Indianapolis Colts, he could play better than Anthony Richardson. But we could be totally wrong. Maybe this is like his last chance where he actually shows out. I've heard that he's been hitting hard in the offseason, but we'll see how that translates.
He needs to be working on the accuracy and nothing else. All right, next up is Baker Mayfield. As everybody knows on this channel, I've been Baker fan since day one. AJ since.
Obviously, I've been the Baker fan here since day one. I'm going to go ahead and put my boy Baker in God tier. That's how I ranked him. I'm sorry. I could not allow you to slander my name with Baker Mayfield in one sentence in there. It's just not possible. You're trying to look for the
Yeah, that's right.
We got you.
That's right. I think Baker's going to be right around here.
Yeah, probably. Okay. I'm going to have him on good, most likely. Do I think he can be elite this year? Possibly. He's got the wide receiver core to do it. He's got Mike Evans. Godwin could come back sometime mid-season, hopefully. And he's got Emeka Egbuka, I believe is his name. So he's a tertiary, secondary receiver there. So it should be pretty good for him.
I agree. I'm going to have to go with good here. I love the way he played last year. He really showed that he could be a franchise quarterback in the league. Coming up this year, I want to see how he does with the new schedule, new team, and see how he adjusts.
All right. Well, we got basically almost rookie of the year behind Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix had a tremendous season with the Broncos, proving a lot of people wrong as far as how they graded him. Where do we put Bo Nix as far as where he is currently at?
For sure, you're gonna have to put him behind Baker Mayfield. I love the way Bo Nix performed, especially with the team that he had. But Baker Mayfield is a vet. He looked like he belonged on the field, and Bo Nix, we don't know if he's gonna hit that sophomore year slump.
That's also true. Yeah, I think Baker has the higher floor here, especially with the team that he's with. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Bo Nix there. I do think there's a possibility that he plays a lot better this upcoming year with what Sean Payton's doing around him. But obviously, also we could see a regression. We never know. I'm gonna go good.
Next up, we potentially have our first maybe disagreement, but we got Brock Purdy, the San Francisco 49ers, AJ's guy, starting quarterback Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has been slandered since the day he came into this league. People saying he's just a product of the system. Where do we put him as a quarterback right now, guys?
You guys know here we don't like to be biased. Brock Purdy, everyone seems to forget that 2 years ago he was in the MVP conversation list, and then Lamar Jackson stole it because he's a running back, not a quarterback. But going forward, with the little amount of time that Brock Purdy has been in the league, for what he's shown, call it a system quarterback, he proved everyone wrong the past few years. I don't care. I'm going to have him as top of the tier good here. I would love for him to be elite, but we need to see it. Right, we need to see. We've seen games last year where he did not perform where we expected, and we need to fix those problems. So I want to have him as top tier good.
All right.
Yeah, I would say top tier good too. There's an argument where he could be below Baker Mayfield, especially with the older wide receiver core there. 1 year older for everybody, but that's the entire league. So I think he'll be able to do good. Have a way better season than last year for sure, as long as they can get everything under wraps there.
I would say Brock Purdy has done more with less than Baker Mayfield, so I'll put him above Baker as well. I honestly kind of want to do this, though. We'll see how this video goes. I kind of want to do that, if I'm being honest. All right, next up is Bryce Young going into his third year. Second year, started off rocky, got benched, came back, started looking pretty good. Where do we place him at this point in his career?
Slander my name all you want. He's on his last chance here. I know he played very well towards the end of the season last year, and I loved it. I love to see it, but I want this guy to succeed. I want to see it again moving forward, but that's why I have him as this year as his last chance. If it doesn't pan out, he will be replaced.
Yeah, I want to put him at the end of good, but I wish there was like one more category, like right between good and last chance.
You do that.
I mean, if you want to, it's up to you.
It's up to you guys.
Know, I would say it's like okay.
Nope. I don't know what you're saying, but it looks like he's pretty mad.
Yeah, I would put him last chance you. If anything, this upcoming season, I could see him doing better than Aaron Rodgers, possibly. Just because I don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going to go, and obviously he's in a regression area. Bryce Young has nothing better to do than to get better. So I would put him in front of Rodgers, but that's me.
I'll put him behind AJ.
I'll put him behind Rodgers as well.
Yeah. I feel more confident going with Rodgers than Bryce Young.
And I'll speak my mind towards the last comment.
Okay. Sorry. No more Debo giving him those stat padding yak yards. Fake news. Right, AJ?
Big fake news. You know what? I know it's pretty expensive, but you could go ahead and buy the Sunday ticket so you can actually watch the games. If that is not an option for you, then you could go more than likely go on Google, look at the stats. Debo had one of his worst years. Our leading receiver was actually Jawan Jennings. Actually, for the past 3 years, Debo has digressed every single year. So, I mean, what is that commercial? Stat that? Sorry, Tom.
All right. But Tom, this is coming up. Your guy right here, Caleb Williams. Where are we going to place this guy? Not anything special his first year, in my opinion. I want to put him. Last chance seems wrong. That's why I don't really like this category and kind of want to change it. But I don't think he's good either. So, am I putting him right here? What do you guys think?
Because of that reason, I want to put him as backup because the way he performed last year, it wasn't anything special, right? We had high hopes for this gentleman, and he had, call it what you want, a top tier wide receiver group, right? From stat wise, you look at the paper, you're like, wow, how can this guy fail? Yes, he did have a horrible offensive line, and yes, he did have a wishy washy running back, but this guy came in with high expectations. He came in talking the talk, could have walked the walk, didn't show up to training camp. I mean, he had all the confidence in the world and he didn't show it. So that's why I put him in backup because he couldn't back it up.
Vincent?
Yeah, I'd even go to the extent of putting him in dog water, honestly. Uh, this guy had the best situation coming in as any rookie quarterback could have had, just like AJ said. He had a decent O line, he had weapons galore. I mean, he had nothing but opportunities everywhere. He tried to do too much with it. He couldn't handle the big lights, the big noise. Um, if he doesn't get it this year with the way they've retooled the entire offense, the offensive line, more weapons for him, younger guys that can do it better at the positions there in tight end and wide receiver and running back. If he doesn't do it this year, he's absolute dog water. Probably one of the worst first round picks. So I'm okay with putting him at dog water. I'm okay with putting him at backup.
Okay. I think I'm going to land him at the top of backup. We'll see if we change these things around at the very end. We'll have a chance to rearrange things. But I'm putting him at the top of backup because I do think he has not, we don't know fully what his story is yet. So I'm going to put him at the top of backup. All right.
Yeah. He's just not a natural born leader, and I think that's what kills him.
All right. Next up, I believe this is Cam Ward. Am I correct with that?
Looks like him.
Looks like him. So this is Cam Ward, first overall pick, going to the Tennessee Titans, going to, in my opinion, not a great situation. So with that, I'm going to put him just above Aiden O'Connell because he will get some starting time. What do you guys think?
I keep on pressing on Vince's mic by accident. But I mean, this guy, yes, he's not put in the greatest situation, but 100% he is starting. I don't believe they believe in Will Levis. I don't believe in Will Levis. You don't draft this guy number one overall to have him back up Will Levis. Because as I said during midway through the offseason, no matter what, you kind of lose your job, right? So the last thing you want to do is ruin someone's career, but also have a losing record. So I think he's going to get a lot of repetition. He's going to be the lead quarterback. I'm going to put him as backup because, like I said, we don't have that middleman category, but I actually think he's going to do very well.
Yeah, same here too as well. I would say even putting him as good, he's not going to have a lot of weapons there, and he's going to probably do better than we think. He is a good quarterback. He's had some dilemmas over there in Miami that he had to get through. I think he's a true leader. He shows it on camera, off camera, everywhere. So even if he doesn't have the stats to show it, I think this guy is going to be good in the league. So I would put him as high as good.
AJ, I really don't have an opinion on Cam Ward, really.
Yeah, I want to put him in, like I said, on backup here because he's going to be switched it up, starting and not starting.
I'm going to change last chance because I just think it's a weird category. Mid. Cool with that?
That's cool.
All right. Next up is Cooper Kush. This is backup, right?
Yeah.
I think he's absolute dog water.
Okay.
We can have him as a backup. He's been the backup for many years. He's had his opportunity for many years, and throughout that time, he has not shown that he could be the starter for the Dallas Cowboys. So I think he lost that right as a backup. Congratulations, you got paid, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, I think this is even possibly a year where he could end up getting cut. Usually, I know last year they had the dilemma when they were going into training camp, as we saw them on Hard Knocks. They were almost ready to cut this guy. It was between him and another quarterback. So, yeah, I don't mind him being at dog water. I think his backup days are over, and he's not starting anytime soon.
All right. Next up is going to be Dak Prescott. Regular season hero, postseason loser. Where are we landing in this guy?
Well, he didn't play very much last year. I think I'm going to put him as mid, right? I'm going to put him as mid. I don't think he is at the category good. It's been way too long that we've discussed, is Dak Prescott good? Is he a franchise quarterback? Yes, he got paid. Can't do it in the postseason. I mean, it's been how many years? with the same story over and over again. I just think it's time to finally accept the fact that America's team doesn't have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of asked too much of him, especially now that the team is kind of stripped of all its talent on the offensive side, whether you talk offensive line, wide receiver, then we have CeeDee Lamb, basically. I know they drafted some young guys to help out there, but I think he'll be at the bottom of good, kind of top of mid this upcoming season. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys have a good season with him, and that's if he can stay healthy throughout the entire thing, so...
Where are you putting him?
I'm probably going to put him at top of mid.
Okay. I'm fine with putting him right here. Kind of want to put him higher, but we'll keep him at mid right now. And Gabriel agrees. Last chance or mid. All right, Daniel Jones. Back up to Dogwater. Where are we putting him?
Absolute dog water. I mean, this guy shows
Put him
up in a
top of
beard
dog
because
water.
he thinks he's cool. Didn't work out. Kay Adams even came to a realization, said, "What the hell am I thinking?
No.
This guy is just horrible." I mean, just look at him. Look how long his neck is. It's just crazy. Yeah, no, we're not doing this. He's cat water, really, at this point.
Jeez. Yeah, Daniel Jones is just not good. He's kind of been passed around already ever since he left the Giants, the Vikings. Now he's trying to give, what's his name, Anthony Richardson, a run for his money, if I'm not mistaken there. So I think maybe he'll start a few games, but then we're also going to see him just like not be good throughout the time that he does get the opportunity. So I'm cool with having him at dog water, but I think he could rise up to be a decent backup. Sometimes he plays good, sometimes he doesn't. But he's no Vanilla Vic anymore.
All right. So for me, I'm okay with where putting him at Dogwater, but I do think he's better than Anthony Richardson. I'll say that. So I no longer like Anthony Richardson this high.
Okay.
I don't know. Derek Carr probably out for the season, right? Isn't that the story? Where
It's a possibility.
Dr. Vince?
Possibility.
Yeah, majority of the season. I think his time is up. His time is not now. You can't see him on the field. I try to throw every John Cena reference I can at him, but he's out of the league. He's dog water. I love Derek Carr. If you guys watch this show, you guys know I'm a big Derek Carr guy. This is just a realization. It's time to move on.
I think he can be a solid backup, though. Solid backup.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If he can get healthy and everything like that, for sure he can be a solid backup, somebody to be a veteran presence in the league. But, I mean, ever since that big injury when he was with the Raiders, his career has just been derailing. Injuries every other year, if not every year, and it's really just taking a toll on him. Definitely his mental there. So I'm fine with backup.
Okay. All right, next up is Drake May, who had a pretty solid rookie season. Where are we putting this guy?
I mean, this guy defied all odds, right? He did what Mac Jones couldn't do, which is not that difficult. He came into the New England Patriots team. He had, high ankle sprains, low ankle sprains. His toast was burnt in the mornings. He still came in and he really I'm gonna say he really kicked some ass. I like this guy a lot. I think he's good.
I'm gonna put him at bottom of good. I'm okay with that. Vincent?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that too. I could even say that this upcoming season he could be a little bit better than Bo Nix, but it just depends on how everything translates there with the Patriots offense as well as with the new coaching. So I'm there good at the bottom of good.
All right. Trey says AJ is dying. Y'all move faster. AJ, if at any point you do need to step off, I'm okay with that. All right. You do you though. All right, you're muted, but we love you, buddy.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay.
Oh, be right over, sir.
Okay.
Bring my towels.
All right. Who's this? I don't
You don't know who that is?
No, should I know who that is?
Big
Oh,
Drew Lock.
Oh, is that Drew Lock? Okay.
Yeah, it's Drew Lock, man.
All right.
He just has the Giants jersey on right now.
Back up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where he's at.
Yeah, back up. I really wish we ranked Jameis Winston before we ranked Drew Lock. I think these guys are like brothers from another mother.
Yeah. I really like Drew Lock, but obviously he's not a starter in this league. I mean, the Giants didn't even want to give him a chance. So I don't think he's going to get a chance with the Seahawks either, especially when we drafted that new rookie. So
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe. So yeah, I'm cool with him being right there. I would say he's a little bit better than Derek Carr at this point in time, but that's just me.
Okay, all right. Next up, the guy Vincent's probably still heartbroken about. Geno Smith. He is no. He's okay. I didn't know he moved on that fast. But he's not with the Raiders. Where do we put Geno Smith?
Man, I'm really tied up with this one. I really don't want to put him in good, but I really don't want to put him in mid either. I think forgive me, Niners fans. I think the Seattle organization really helped him out and boost his career. I'm really waiting to see how it's going to translate in Las Vegas. And since we're ranking quarterbacks in this upcoming season, I think he's going to be at best mid with that Las Vegas team.
All right. The guy who knows Geno better than anyone.
I think AJ said it pretty good. It's the team that he's with right now. He's not going to have a really good situation there, even though Pete Carroll's there, which is what he wanted. He was pretty devastated when Pete Carroll got booted out the door there in Seattle, and Mike McDonald came in. So Geno is going into the best situation possible for him as of like him being the guy, because they want him there. Pete Carroll loves him. He revived his career, like AJ said, and I mean, I don't think he'll be higher than mid just because of the team. Yes, he has Brock Bowers and a couple other weapons now that they got him, Jonte, but I don't think that'll be enough to propel Geno Smith up to the tier of where we have those guys in good at right now. But I could be wrong. Who knows?
All right. Next up, could we have our first potential elite quarterback coming off a Super Bowl win? Jalen Hurts. What do we think? AJ, go.
Honestly, I like Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's elite. Hate me, say I'm bitter. I'm going to put him as good. I said throughout the season, I said right before the Super Bowl the exact same thing, that you could win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, but he will not win you the Super Bowl. And there's a big difference when it comes to that. I think Jalen Hurts is really good. I have him ranked above Brock Purdy, but I will not have him as elite in this league.
Not bad. I think the situation that Jalen Hurts is in is the best situation for him, and that makes him elite. Now, if we're doing like a standalone thing here, yeah, off of skill level, everything that he produces, I still think he creeps into elite. Way at the end, of course, he's not the highest graded elite player on this list that we'll have, but I think what he does for that team and the way they've built around him just solidifies his talent. So I'm okay with putting him at the end of elite.
I'm going to put him at the end of the elite as well, because I also think Brock Purdy should be here, but we decided on top of good for Brock Purdy. I think Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, as Vincent said, in his situation, an elite QB. All right, let's go into the comments. Polar Knight says, AJ, what is happening? You look older, but Prince looks like a young teen.
I don't know how to ingest that comment like that, you know? It's okay, Polar. It's okay.
You're pretty attached, AJ.
Guys.
AJ, you look good. Yo, your facial hair been looking good recently, man.
You know what? I want to transmit COVID through the internet to hit Polar Knights.
No!
Right in the freaking nose, Polar.
Oh my gosh.
I wish COVID upon thy. You are
now
COVIDized.
Oh my god. All right. Next up, you guys are going to have to help me. Is this Jalen Milroe or is it not?
I'm trying to look at that. Let me see. I'm going to go full screen here.
Kind of looks like Joe Burrow.
That does not look like Joe Burrow.
That's funny. I don't think that's Jalen Milroe.
That's the only thing I can think of. Because that's not Shador. This is definitely a rookie.
It looks just like him.
Is
Jalen
it?
Milroe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Jalen Milroe.
I guess it's the hair difference.
We're going to act like this is Jalen Milroe,
That's
all right?
true, yeah.
Right now, he's a backup, and he's probably going to stay a backup for a couple seasons.
Yeah. He's going to progress and everything. I'm okay with having him there. But yeah, he could be the next guy. We don't know. We took a shot on him in the third round. I'm okay with him being a backup right now.
I hope he's not the next guy. I hope Sam Darnold's not the next guy. I hope no one is the next guy for that team. But yeah, definitely a backup.
All right, everybody's favorite player on this podcast, we got Jared Goff. Where were we putting him?
Goof.
Absolute dog water. F this dude.
Okay, without Ben Johnson, get him out of here, right?
We heard all season, all preseason long, Jared Goff. Congratulations, Jared Goff cost you your first ever Super Bowl. And yes, Jared Goff cost it. It wasn't the coaching. It wasn't the calling. It wasn't anybody else. It was that dog water piece of human being that deserves to be out of the league forever and extinguished out of this world. He's done. He's done. Out of here. Ugly.
Oh, man. That's so funny. Jared Goff has all the pieces around him. But before that happened, Jared Goff was not the guy. I think he's at the back end of mid, if we're being like truly honest here, just because, fantasy, he's pretty good. And I mean, that's not because of his skill level. That's just like how much talent he has around him that just makes him look mid. So I think he'll be there again. His stats are just mid, in my opinion. So I'm cool with putting him right there, maybe a little bit above Aaron Rodgers, because I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is actually going to play this year.
All right. Well, AJ has to bow out, guys. It's unfortunate, but he needs to get better. But now that he's gone, AJ, let's be real here. Let's move Brock Purdy where he deserves to be. Dog water.
That's so funny.
Kidding. All right. Yeah, I'm cool with putting Jared Goff right here, Vincent, with you. Next up, Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Okay.
Dude, he's elite, bro.
Unless he hits a sophomore slump and things go badly, but in my opinion, Commanders are just going up. I would be very surprised if he hits a slump. I think he's got everything with what it takes to be a star in this league. And as long as his mom, if you have not seen these memes, as long as his mom keeps him away from the ladies, this guy's going to win a Super Bowl potentially. And I hate that because it's another guy in the NFC giving the Packers trouble, but he's going to do good things.
Yeah, man, he's so good. I knew that he was going to be good coming out of college. I did not expect him to be this good right off the bat. But even with the type of talent that he has on his team, he's obviously raising the bar there. Not because of the talent around him, but because he is the talent, upgrading everybody else's talent. So Jaden Daniels is just really good. He's good and very composed. He's great in situations where he should be great at this point in time in his career. And hopefully I just see him grow. So I'm good with him being over Jalen Hurts already.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go ahead and do that. You good with that, right?
He's good, man.
He's so good.
It's just like the team around him pulls him down. I mean, they shouldn't have been in the position that they were in this past year, fighting for playoffs.
He needed to score 60 points per game. Dude.
I know.
It's like
defense. We just need to get a Bengals defense sticker and put it in dog water, so that way we know.
It's so ridiculous. He's done so much. I hope he has a chance to win a Super Bowl, but I kind of gave the prediction. You guys, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not, but I gave the prediction after he lost the Super Bowl. I said, I don't think he ever gets back.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I think he missed his one opportunity to get a Super Bowl ring, kind of like Rodgers did. I think that was Joe Burrow's one chance, unfortunately. We'll see. But
yeah,
I hope he doesn't turn into Aaron Rodgers, just not able to get the big game because of your team around you.
Yeah, he will go down as one of the greats, though, for sure.
Yeah.
As of skill level.
Polar Knights, I never get COVID. I'm protected by my Batman mask. That's cool.
Ooh,
fantasy football, I need to win every time. We wish. All right. We're going to maybe disagree here, Vincent. For me, I want to put him in elite, but I know I'm not going to win that. I'm going to put him on top of good. Jordan Love has shown us some really great talents from him, and I think he's done it with what you think is a bad wide receivers, which is unfortunately true because he's had the highest drop percentage out of his pass catchers the past 2 years, the 2 years he's been starting. I think he's done incredible. If he did not have the amount of drops that he does from his wide receivers, he would be in the elite category, and I don't think everybody in the entire NFL would agree with that. But I'm going to put him top of good because I think that's where he lands. Vincent, what are your thoughts?
I would put him in good.
Okay.
I don't think he's elite yet because of how risky he is and how careless with the football he is. So that knocks him down for me. Yes, his talent level is very high. I just think it's the wide receivers around him, to be honest. If he had, like how I always say, one good wide receiver and the same wide receiver core that he has right now, development goes way through the roof because he has one guy to rely on. But right now, he doesn't really have that guy because either one, he's injured, two, everybody else is injured and everybody's already on him, and three, the running game hasn't been as good there because of injury as well.
Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean,
our run game was incredible, Lester.
I feel like it could have been a little bit better in like the pass game, like running back wise. But yeah, run game is not Jordan Love's what's it called stat. So I just feel like there's more that they can do with the run game to benefit Jordan Love, and they haven't really done it just yet.
He was hurt all last season.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, going into this next year, I think he'll be probably right there. If I could, I would tie him with Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Like just tie.
Well, then I put him above them.
That's fine. I can put him there.
All right. Cool. Next up, Josh Allen. Big thing is he's God's here, in my opinion. Where does he land next to Burrow? That's the hard part.
I think
he's riskier, but you have his body, his size, his run game that makes him the X factor.
Well, because if you look at body type, Joe Burrow's not that far behind, but I feel like Josh Allen uses his extra weight and muscle mass better.
Yes.
And Josh Allen also, if we're speaking, unbiasedly here, I think that Josh Allen should be above Joe Burrow because he doesn't have the top tier wide receivers, especially this last year.
Very true.
So going into this next year, he's got young guys still, but he is a guy, like I said, with Jaden Daniels, he boasts his team. He's the guy that gives everybody else a skill bump. So
all right.
I like him there.
All right, we'll keep him there. I'm okay with that. Next up is Justin Herbert, and this one's a really hard one for me.
That's hard, yeah.
He's just had so much potential, but has never actually done anything with it. So I don't know where to put him, really. I kind of want to just put him above Drake May at the very least, but also feel bad about putting him over Dak. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I'm okay with putting him in mid coming into this next season. I still feel like they're building around him, and I don't think the wide receiver core is where it needs to be for him yet. I think they brought back Mike Williams to the Chargers. I'm not 100% sure. I know they got LADD McConkey, but again, they need more there for him, in my opinion. And hopefully the run game can be very good for them with Hampton there. So that can help take the pressure off of him like it has been under Harbaugh. But, yeah, I'm okay with putting him at mid. I don't think he'll have a better season than those two in their second year.
Okay. So we're putting him top of mid, right?
I would put him there. All right. I think he does better than Dak.
Cool. Next up is Jameis Winston. I'm going to do it. Top of backup.
My boy. He's the best, most talented, most amazing, funniest.
Terrible decision maker.
Yeah, terrible decision for sure. Yeah. That's why he's back up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he has so much talent, so much arm strength. He can win you a game, but at the same time, he can lose you the game, and that's why he'll never be a starter in this league, unfortunately. It's quite unfortunate because we all want more Jameis Winston out there.
Yeah. He could get you all the way to the third quarter, and you're going to win that game, and then he finds a way to mess it up.
No.
Sadly.
This is also a tough one because he's technically been named the backup. So technically he should be a backup, but this guy's a solid player. Like, he could start on a lot of teams out there. Kirk Cousins, at the right price range, could start on a lot of different teams. But he's got this ridiculous contract and is sitting on the bench for the Falcons this year. I don't know where to put him. It's tough.
Again, man, I'll say it again. I hated that contract from the very start.
You did. You did say that.
I slandered it as hard as I could, and you guys just didn't follow my lead. But, yeah, I'm cool with having him my backup. I don't think he's going to play this year, to be honest, because I think Penix is going to be the starter there. Hopefully, God forbid, Penix doesn't get hurt, because then we'll have to see Kirk Cousins come back on the field and just blunder everything.
Get hurt.
Yeah, nobody does. But yeah, I'm cool with having him behind Caleb Williams because I don't think Kirk O'Chains is going to play.
All right. Next up is Kyler Murray. I know you hate Kyler Murray, but I don't think you hate him as much as AJ does. So I'm kind of glad AJ is not here to throw him in dog water right away. I'm going to put him right behind Jared Goff because I think he's better than everybody else on this list after that. But I put him behind Jared Goff.
If we're going how I think he's going to play this season, I'd put him behind Geno.
Put him behind Geno? Okay.
Yeah. Just because I think they are building a better team.
He comes right in, dude.
I knew it. I knew he was going to comment. But yeah, I think he'll do better than Aaron Rodgers if they play on their respective teams. Again, the Cardinals are all in on Kyler Murray for some odd reason, even though they know he's not going to take them to the Super Bowl. But they're building around him. So I think he has a better connection now with Marvin Harrison, hopefully. Of course, we know he's got a stud tight end there. And, of course, they're adding a lot more in the running back and wide receiver room for him, as well as the offensive line. So I think he'll do good. But I think he's a player that also gets boasted by the talent around him. He doesn't boast the other talents. So he's carried.
All right. I'm okay with where we put him. Next up is Lamar Jackson, and I do not think he's God tier. I think he's top of the league. And people are going to hate on me for that. I just don't think he's an accurate and great passer that could win you games with his passing. He needs a great running back, needs and needs his running ability. Without that, he is not a good quarterback. He's at the bottom of the league, top of good without that. With those things, with the team around him, which he does have right now, he's top of the league.
So I'll disagree with you on the fact that you don't think that he's a good passer. Who are his wide receivers?
100%. You got me there.
I've said it the past 5 years that I think it's been longer that Lamar Jackson's been in the league. I forgot exactly when he was drafted from Louisville. But I think Lamar Jackson's a great talent. He's gotten better and better and better with his passing percentage as a passer. It's just his wide receivers suck every year in and out. Literally, the Baltimore Ravens is where every wide receiver goes to die. It's for some reason just happens like that because they boast the run game. Lamar Jackson is another guy that runs the ball heavily. I would put him, though, behind Jaden Daniels as like a talent perspective of this year. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts, but he's not as good as Jaden Daniels as a passer, true passer and true running quarterback. So Lamar is great, though. Nothing to knock him.
All right. Next up, the potential 49ers starter, Mac Jones, everybody.
Mac and cheese.
I mean, like, let's do this, right? Like,
I
come
like
on.
it.
Like, he was a higher draft pick than him.
This is true. Way higher.
Let's give him the 40-50 mil. Why are we paying Brock Purdy? When you got Mac Jones on the roster.
Yeah.
I think he can be a backup in this league.
Me too. God forbid he sprains his ankle again. We don't want to see that anymore.
No, we don't want to see that or him kicking people in the balls with his slides.
Yeah. I stomach. That's so funny. I would put him, somewhere about there. Yeah. I'll say Jalen Milroe is probably better than him, but we haven't seen it yet. So, and I don't think we'll see it this year because I don't think Jalen Milroe will come in very often. But yeah, Mac Jones is going to be a solidified backup. So it is what it is.
But he could start for the 49ers, which
Dude, I would.
I don't wish injury upon Brock Purdy. I hope he gets sick. I wish COVID upon thee for one game. For Mac Jones can get.
He has to sit out so we can see Mac and Cheese come in there in the gold and red.
Oh, looks so good,
dude! I would like stay outside AJ's house just to see how AJ reacts the entire day, the entire game. It'd be so fun to watch.
So good. I think AJ would take a sick day as well that day. For being a Niner fan. Next up is Patrick Mahomes, and honestly, with how I think he's going to do next year, I think I may do something like that.
I mean, you only hope, right?
Like with his team, hopefully his wide receivers come back healthy and they can do a lot. It's hard to place Patrick Mahomes because he had one of his worst years last year, and we have no actual indication that he actually is going to do better this year. I wish Trey was in the chat right now to try to defend his guy, but I don't know where to put Patty Mahomes. Vincent?
I think I would still have him. It's hard, man. Because
he's elite.
He's elite, but I could also see like people like Jordan Love, Brock Purdy having a better season than him. But if we're looking at what he could possibly be with Rashee Rice back, hopefully Travis Kelce having a way better season from the down year that he had last year as the last true raw, hopefully, as well as like all the other guys that they have there in Kansas City's room that are just speed guys and help them. I'm going to put him behind Lamar Jackson just because I give respect to Patrick Mahomes as a skill player. He does a lot with some of these guys that he has. So, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I could see him falling into the good category again this year, though. I don't think they're built for an exemplary offense like we've seen before.
I hope they do not go to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah, me too. 100%.
All right, next up, Malik Willis, solid backup. Did so well for the Packers, 2-0, and his 2 starts, solid.
I would actually put him above Anthony Richardson in mid. I think he could start in this league, to be honest.
I would love to see the Packers, I don't want to lose him as a backup, but we've done it before with Matt Flynn. We traded him to the Seahawks.
Yeah, I remember.
Screw you, Russell Wilson, for ruining his chance of starting.
He
won a Super Bowl, so whatever. Good for him.
Yeah.
But we've traded away players so that they could have a chance in starting somewhere. And I would love for us to do that for Malik Willis as much as I want him as a backup. Played very solid. I think we schemed him up perfectly so he could succeed. So I do think he needs to go to a good situation in order for him to win, which with a heavy run game, with him being able to do play action, pull the ball if needed, and just making smart, good decisions. And if he can do that, I think he can start in this league. Don't ever see him as like an elite or whatever, but I love what I saw from Malik Willis.
Yeah, I think if you put him in the same room as Anthony Richardson, I think he could outplay him, to be honest. 100%. I'm 95% sure that would happen. It's just that they spent a high pick on Anthony Richardson and not Malik Willis. So obviously they're not going to trade for him to try to get an upgrade there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see him in this day and age playing somewhat like Bryce Young, even on a bad team. So yeah.
All right. I gotta be honest, I have no clue who the heck this is.
Is that Mason Rudolph?
Is that Mason Rudolph? That actually makes most sense. I thought Mason Rudolph looked better than that because this guy's ugly as heck.
I don't know. That could also be the quarterback from. No, I think it's Mason Rudolph. I don't know.
Is it Mason Rudolph?
I'm gonna double check. We'll talk about him.
I thought Mason Rudolph looked much better than that. That guy looks like he's been punched in the face too many times. I gotta be honest.
No, yeah, that's Mason Rudolph.
It is Mason Rudolph. Okay, he's definitely a backup.
Yeah,
I put him above Aiden O'Connell. because how much starter experience he's had.
Yeah,
That's why. But he's a backup through and through.
He's not better than Mac Jones or no. So yeah, I'm cool with him there.
All right, Matthew Stafford, where does he land?
Oh man,
He's at least in good.
Yeah, he has to be in good. If not, it's just so hard because he lost, of course, Cooper Kupp, but he has Puka Nakua, and they went ahead and drafted a couple of guys there at the tight end and wide receiver position as well.
And they had Devontae Adams now.
Oh, that's right. They did get Devontae Adams.
Yep, I just remembered that.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, I think I might have him somewhere around that range.
It's right here, in my opinion.
Yeah, just because they are a heavy passing team, and they always have been since they went away from like the heavy run.
I don't do that.
He's good, honestly. I have so much respect for this guy, even from when he was in Detroit, just getting slaughtered.
Same.
It's tough. I could see him anywhere in good, but I don't think he falls to mid. He's just a good talent. He's like an Aaron Rodgers type of guy, to be honest. Yep. Just consistently good no matter what the situation is. So, yeah, I'm cool with him being there behind Brock Purdy, behind Baker Mayfield, behind Bo Nix maybe, but he's in that range.
All right. I'm going to put him right there, maybe right there.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
I'm cool with wherever.
All right, Michael Penix.
Woo.
I'm going to do that, maybe.
Maybe above, yeah.
I'm putting Anthony Richardson in the bottom.
I'm cool with that. I would say maybe even over Bryce Young, possibly. Again, we haven't seen much from him.
We didn't really see a whole lot, so I would definitely not do that.
Yeah, it's just hard to tell. I mean, he has the team around him, but then again, we didn't see very much of him, so it's hard to say how good he's going to be in this upcoming season. I don't feel like the Atlanta Falcons got that much better.
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right. Quinn Ewers, I think he's a backup. I don't think he'll ever be a starter in this league. I don't remember where he went.
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Okay, yeah, he has a chance to start there and show what he can do because of Tua's, brain. But I saw nothing from this guy that says starter in the NFL. He needs to develop a lot to do that.
Oh, yeah. He's a developing type of guy. I think he's in that Mac Jones type of area for sure. But yeah, I'm cool with him being there. He has a lot to prove in the NFL. He's an undersized quarterback. He's not as mobile. Pocket presence isn't amazing either. So yeah, he has a lot of development to do. And if he even does play, if Tua gets hurt, hopefully not. I think it's going to be the same situation for the Dolphins as it was last year.
All right. Next up, Vincent's previous guy, Russell Wilson.
Previous.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Russell Wilson, now potential starter for the Giants. I don't even know. Probably, I think they named him the starter actually. Yeah. So he is the starter for the New York Giants. Where do we place him?
He's regressed, man, for sure.
Very much has. I think I honestly like him right there.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, just with the Steelers, I mean, they didn't have a whole bunch either, but now with the Giants, they have even less. He has Malik Neighbors, which is really good, but they keep signing the same dang wide receivers every single year, and it just doesn't get any better. So I'm okay with him being there. I feel bad for Russ. I think it's a regression going from the Seahawks, to the Broncos, then to the Steelers, and then now to the Giants. He just keeps going to worse and worse teams, worse and worse situations. So I don't see this year being very good for him.
All right. Now, Vincent's guy, I don't know where to place him, honestly. If he does a good year this year, then I want to put him over here, honestly. But I don't know if he can replicate that in Seattle this year. So I don't know where to place him, honestly.
I think his ceiling is at good because I think we're going to rely more on the run game this year with Clint Kubiak. We're going like nasty type of football. So it's going to go back to like those Marshawn Lynch days sort of thing. We have a fullback in place. We have a backup fullback already in place too. So we're going to be running the ball a lot. I don't think that he's going to get a lot of like passing attempts. We have the guys to do it, but I don't think we're going to rely on Sam Darnold to just, chef it up. So yeah, I'm cool with him being right there in front of Geno. I think Geno might have better stats, so I'm totally fine with him being below him too.
That as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to rely on Sam Darnold this year. It's just going to be like, hey, we got Sam Darnold. If we need him, like we can use him in like those 2-minute drills, everything like that. But we don't have Justin Jefferson right now. So he's definitely going to a wide receiver room that's not as solidified just yet.
Okay. Next up, Shador.
Ugh.
Go ahead and I'm going to do that, I guess.
Nah, don't disrespect my guy like that.
Okay. Right
don't put a 5th rounder in front of a 3rd rounder.
We know why he didn't get picked in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, is because his attitude and how he approached certain things, which some say, hey, that's confidence. Some say, hey, that's arrogance. Depends how you come off to people. It can go both ways, unfortunately. But it came off as arrogance for Shador, and he paid the price for it. Literally lost out on millions of dollars as far as his rookie contract. But he has a chance to start with the Browns potentially and show the NFL that they made a mistake potentially. I would hope for he can because I'd love to see another Sanders in the league, another primetime do an incredible thing. But I don't think he's going to a good situation to do that. It's going to be tough sledding for him. He could honestly be cut from this team if he does not do training camp right. Yep. So he better shape up very, very quickly. Tom Brady just told him the same thing. They were on a podcast together the other day, and Tom said, "You need to stop talking about your car and get in the film room," because he wanted to talk about his car for some reason or whatever. So hit the film room. Be accurate, make good decisions, be a great teammate. That's the best thing you can do. Yeah. I kind of went on a rant.
No, that's okay. I think Shador just what happened is he was coached by his dad. So he was spoon-fed because Deion didn't do any tape. Like, I don't think there was mandatory sessions where he made Shador look at tape because Deion didn't do that in the NFL. He didn't do that in college. He was a defensive back, totally different position. Translated to a decent coach, but it was Colorado. They weren't playing against the best talent, but it is what it is. I think this may come off as biased because he's a Seahawk now, but I think Jalen Milroe will have a better career than Shador Sanders in the league. Just based off situation. Yeah. If Shador got drafted somewhere else with a better situation, I would be singing a different tune. But since he landed with the Browns and the way the Browns organization is working right now, I think the best thing for him is to get cut from that team this year.
Could be in the realm of possibilities. His career will be interesting and it will be loud. I can guarantee that. It will be loud.
For sure.
All right. Everybody on this stream calls me the CJ Stroud hater. I'm not a hater of him, but I don't think he's as good as everybody claimed him to be his rookie year. I think I'm going to do something like that, maybe even this. Vincent, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of his receivers are injured. It is what it is. They tried to retool that wide receiver room. They even drafted 2 guys from the same team. I forgot what college they were from. I think it was like a Louisiana college or something like that. I cannot remember. But they're trying to retool that offense there to give him weapons again. But yeah, I think CJ Stroud right now is just not equipped there with the guys that he needs or the protection that he needs on that O-line. He was getting destroyed this past year. So that doesn't help him. If anything, I could see him falling a little bit farther too, somewhere around the Murray range, Kyler Murray range. But yeah, I think right now is just not a good situation for him there with the Texans. They just need to get healthier on the offensive side of the ball and get a better running back too. I don't know how much longer. What's his name? Can't remember his name.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. There you go. I don't know how much Joe Mixon has left in the tank. He's an angry runner, but I don't think he can carry this team on his back to get the load off of CJ Stroud.
All right. Next up, one of the most overpaid quarterbacks in the entire league, Trevor Lawrence. I
think he's mid, bro.
I think I'd do that.
Yeah.
Where would you put him?
That seems about right to me.
Yeah, I say nothing from him that's incredible. I'm still flabbergasted to this day that they paid him the amount they paid him, which people say that about Jordan Love, but I've seen way more from Jordan Love than Trevor Lawrence has ever showed me. Yeah, I don't think he's as great of a quarterback. I think he's a starter. I'll give him that.
I think it's a good comparison to Jordan Love. Yeah, he's not as talented as Jordan Love, but he's the same type of risk taker and careless with the football. And they keep rebuilding the offense with the wide receivers, tight ends, running backs for him. But every situation that they give him, he just doesn't do well with it. I don't even think he's had a good season, to be honest.
I'm looking at his stats right now. Yeah. He's had 4 years in the league. His highest completion percentage was his second year with 66%. With his most touchdowns, 25 to 8 interceptions, was a pretty solid year, and he had over 4,000 yards. That was his best season by far. But the year after that, 21 for 14, touchdown interception, over 4,000 yards, 88 QB rating. And this past season, got hurt towards the middle of it. But 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions to those 11 touchdowns. Has shown me nothing that he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Starter. All right. Nothing that he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, so I think I'm good with putting him in mid there. It is what it is.
Yeah. Next up is going to be Tua. And Tua is a definitely weird one to rank because Tyreek Hill may be out of there. You know, he keeps saying it. But I think Tua's mid, unfortunately. I would put him below Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think right now with the situation and his health, it's just definitely dwindled his talent level. There was a world before where I had him in like the good section when we're comparing these types of quarterbacks, but right now he's just too banged up. I mean, just doesn't look good. So I'm cool with him being there.
All right. And last but not least, Will Levis is dog water.
Yeah, he is.
He's absolute dog water.
Great little memes, though.
Yes, he's great for laughs.
He's god tier for memes.
He's so good. All right, so this is our list right now. I say, what are some things that you would change here, Vincent? For me, I want Anthony Richardson the hell out of mid.
Yeah, I think we can move him down.
Okay. I would put him
I'd put him below
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I want to move Caleb Williams up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like there's a world where I can move Caleb Williams up to mid coming into this next season, just because I'm trying not to base it off of what we've seen from him from this past year. But with a better situation this year, I think he could move up to mid. So I would have him maybe even above Bryce Young. He has a better situation.
I would put him below.
Yeah, he's just set up better than Bryce Young, but I think Bryce Young at this point in time has more years under his belt to say that, I know a little bit more.
Okay.
If anything, I just might move up Dak Prescott to good.
I would too.
I could possibly see that happening.
I would move Drake May down here.
Yeah. Just because I don't feel like he's set up with the guys that he needs. We saw last year with the struggles with the wide receiver area. I don't feel like they addressed that good enough still this year.
Okay. What else would we change?
Other than that, I just don't know. I feel like it's pretty good from like God tier to good.
Uh-huh.
Mid, I mean, you could like mesh any of those guys around in certain areas.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a lot of mid quarterbacks as starters, in the league.
Yeah. All right. I think we stay with this. You okay locking this in?
I'm okay with locking it in. Doesn't seem too bad.
So this is now our official QB tier maker of 2025. So we'll be posting this down in our Discord about what our thoughts total were about this tier maker. I think it's pretty solid. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of disagreement. There's going to be some people that come in there and see their quarterback at the very bottom and just get very, very upset, which I get. So I'm not going to deny you that. If I saw Jordan Love in mid, I would get furious. But hey, this is our unbiased thoughts of where we would put each of these quarterbacks. So tell us we're wrong. Tell us we're right. We'll take it all. But thank you guys for tuning in. We very much appreciate each and every single one of you guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're enjoying the content, hit that sub button. And as always, join our Discord down below. Follow us on our socials. We appreciate everything you guys can do for us. And yeah, as always, keep on grinding.